Hey everybody, hi and welcome. Today is Thursday and welcome to the creative writing class. I've been doing these, I did one last week and I really like doing these because it flexes your creative muscles up here to have to think very quickly based on something that you see. Especially when you're writing music. And like I said before, I touched on this earlier. You're not always on creatively. So you have to kind of get in that mode. And I played some, over the years, I've played some mind games with myself to get me in that mood so I can be creative and start to come up with ideas based on if I'm writing with somebody and I have a session and they're there from this time to this time, I have to crank something out and they have to like it. And hopefully they will. But how do we get inspired? Maybe at home we had a big problem. Maybe we burned a pan on the stove and smoke alarm went off and now you're upset, or you got a little fender bender on your way to the session and you're upset. But when you're in a session, you got to be all business, and you got to leave your problems outside and walk in, and then suddenly, there you go. You got to be creative. So, what I call this particular creative writing exercise is called Picture This. And what we do is we take a picture, or we look at a photograph, and we write based on either what's in the picture or just how you feel looking at the picture. Because there's no description, it's just a photograph. And what you come up with is entirely personal, based on what you're looking at. Whatever sets you off to start the path, to start writing something that sounds like you're fired up and you want to write something based on something that you've seen. Pictures are very powerful, like images are powerful to get me, anyway, creatively to start wanting to put something together. And we've done this in class before, and in different classes in songwriting, where we looked at photographs, or even we set things up like a guitar with a couple of books against a brick wall, and we had to name it, and then we had to think of a name for it, and then write a song based on that. Well, we're not writing a song right now. We're just trying to be creative, right? So it's not like, there's no wrong way to do this either. This is all just for yourself and to sharpen your mind and get yourself creative quickly when you need to. So the picture that I saw that I'm basing my little theme on is a beautiful scene. I'll show it to you. I thought that was really a cool picture. Two people enjoying their time together in a beautiful, like gorgeous sunset in the water. It looks like it's bathtub warm, and they're enjoying a beautiful kiss together. And there's probably a lot of story to go with that day, I'm sure. So that is what I've based this episode on, that photograph. So I hope everyone saw that picture. It's a really cool picture. I think it says a lot of things in that photograph. Young love. Possibilities are endless, and so, looking at that picture for myself, I can see a million things, but, what I actually came up with for it was, and this is just me. So what I did was, and we did this last week too. You take a couple of lines, and in the picture, you write down things that, it could be things in the picture itself, or just your feelings based on the picture. So what I came up with, I wrote several. So my theme is memories, of course, warmth, that warmth. Even though it's sunny, it doesn't have to be particularly the sun. The warmth could be the love, you know, the love. The sun is just sort of like a subtext of the love instead of the warmth of the sun, but the warmth of that person could be, you know, the underlying subtext of that. Of course, there's a picture and a fondness from looking at that picture. But I called this, for myself, I called this the one that got away. So this is somebody you're probably not with anymore. I always put these little stories together in my head. I make believe a whole thing based on what we just saw. So I run away, my imagination runs away. And even things that have happened in my life personally, I kind of borrow because, you know, that's what we do, right? We base our situations and things we've done in our life and how we react to things, images, smells. You go outside, it's October, and you smell like a fireplace and wood burning, and suddenly you're transported to another time when you were like younger or something. Smells do that to me. You know, like suntan lotion smells will make me think of summer automatically, you know, things like that. So, I want you guys either to look at that picture that I just looked at, or you can look at your own picture and come up with ideas. Like I said, this isn't a song. It's just more of a creative writing exercise that if we did want to create it into a song, we could, you know. But that's not the end result. The end result is not that. So, so I'm putting what I put up. So, this is what I wrote. I wrote, I'm sitting alone, I start to daydream. Thinking about when we were 18. Still living at home, but we had big dreams of taking over the world. Spent all of our time just chasing shadows. So young and in love, but what did we know? When reality came, I had to let go. The biggest mistake of my life. Everybody's got that one that got away. The lonely hearts that know they made a big mistake. I think about you and it's still so hard to face. It felt so good when I was in your warm embrace. Everybody's got that one that got away. So, in a nutshell, I came up with all that just based on that picture. That set me off, you know, like I said, things will do that. And remember, even though it's more like a summertime love thing, well, this is where I went with it. I just ran away with, in my mind, and came up with all these scenarios. But I still retain all of the points, like the bulletins of that picture. Regret, memories, pictures, fondness, warmth. It could be from the sun. It could be from just love, you know. So we all have, these are what I got from the picture. They don't have to be always visual cues. It could be just an emotional feeling that you feel from looking at it, and then you write what you feel. So there's no wrong way to do this. That's all I'm telling you. But it's fun to do. And I'd love to hear what you guys come up with after you, listen to it, or you look at your own picture and come up with ideas based on something that you've seen and write something down. Or write something based on the picture that I just showed you. Now that you have it in your mind, and you can always rewind this video and see it again anyway. So, And then tomorrow we're doing melody writing. So tomorrow we're going to take what I just did based on that, and we're going to write a melody for that. So this pertains to tomorrow's class as well. So anyway, guys, I love you. I miss you all. I wish we were together in one big room, and I wish I could give everybody a big old hug. But we're going to have to wait for that until the coast is clear and they tell us we can go back to, you know, giving each other hugs and being with each other in person. On that note, I love you guys. Be careful and take care of yourselves. I will see you tomorrow. This is your songwriting partner and your friend, Joe CB, saying good night.